Hi and welcome back to my review of the Vango Sizzle double induction hob, which is the best option for me. I did consider another option by a company called Outdoor Revolution, but it's just too big for my micro camper and the surface of it is just a bit too slippery and a bit too slick, and I didn't want to risk things just sliding off it. It's that kind of thing. So there's two options of these, as you can see. So you got the single option and the double one. Obviously I've got the double one. I did consider just going for the smaller one, but I said no, go for the double. So that's a choice you can make, and the specifications in the power and the size of what you can use on it is different as well. So if you want to check that out, that would be an idea to see which one is most suitable for you. So this is the unit itself. I'll just take you around it so you can see the size of it. I've moved it further down in my camper because, as you can see just there, there's loads of reflection otherwise. So the advantages of this particular unit, I would say, is its smaller compact size over the other unit I was telling you about. So it's 42 in length, then 25 in width, and then the thickness of it is 5.8 centimeters. So it's also super light. It's 2.78 kilograms, and this one, if you can see, if you can catch that, you can see the reflection there in the sun, hopefully, that you've got like a textured, almost dimpled surface. And so when you have a pan or whatever on there, a pot, it's not going to slide off quite as easily as the other particular one I was telling you about, the Outdoor Revolution, which has got, as I say, a very slick surface, like a glass surface. So this also comes with heating lock, which I will show you how that works, and that's on each of the hobs. So that's just to keep things warm. So you might still be cooking something on this hob and you just want something on this one kept warm, so you can put it on there. Or if you're doing something else, you can just keep both of them on warm. I think it's about 70 degrees or something like that. There's also a storage bag with this, which somewhere here I'll show you. So yeah, here you go. So you got a storage bag which you can put it into for transporting and all the rest of it. Right, moving you around there. What else? It also, as you can see here, that's the cable. The cable on there is 2.5 meters long. So whether I want to cook inside anywhere here, if I want to open the door and cook outside there on a table or even on the ground, I can do that. And then when I've got the rear tailgate open, I've got a side table that sticks out there, and again I can just cook out there, and all in the same socket, which is just there. So it is very easy to sort of position both inside and outside of the vehicle. It also has, I will demonstrate, just simple LEDs for all your readings. So 1 to 5 goes up, I think it's 100, 200, then about 4. So it just goes up all the way up to 800 on each hob. And it's all LEDs, where again, the other one I was looking at, it's minute temperatures and stuff, which is more of a faff. This is just simple. You can see it straightforward. It's easy. What else can I say about that? So yeah, easy to use. Again, if you know anything about induction hobs, they're far more efficient than gas or your regular electric hob. And with the induction, it heats the contents. It doesn't heat the actual pan itself. So that's an efficiency. It doesn't have to heat the pan like it does with a regular cooker before it starts heating the contents. So all very good. And I'll just try and get myself set up a bit for you and be back in a mo. So back in the room. So I'm just going to turn this on. So it should do a beep. There you go. So I've just turned my remote 1000-watt inverter on, and this is plugged in. So that's what that beep was, just letting you know it's ready for action. So I'll just turn one of these on. So 800 watts both sides. So I just turn this one on and you get a simple beep. And I'm going to start, whilst I'm waffling on, I'm going to boil some water. So put this on there, and when it comes on, it automatically goes to high. So that's a litre or so of water in there. So yeah, it comes on high straight away, so you got the full temperature. If you want to turn that down, you've just got a plus or a minus, and each time you do that, you get an audible note and a visual ID on here, which I will show you shortly. So as I said, I'm just going to leave this one on the full 800 and see how long it takes to get a rolling boil. And then I haven't tried this, so please bear with me. So it's obviously you can use this. I've got a traditional system set up in my vehicle, which is you've heard me talk about that many times, but I'm basically using a 1000-watt inverter. You could also use a power station to power this quite comfortably. The hobs have automatic pan sensors on. So if I turn this side on now, like so, and I put this on, it basically, it will not heat because it's, I'll just turn that off. There you go. Yeah, it won't heat because this is just a simple standard aluminium pot. You need to have, you know, a proper magnetic one. So as I say, it's good. So if you use the wrong pot, it's going to let you know that, and it just won't work. Simple as that. So you'll be there going, what's happening? So you have to use compatible cookware, which is stainless steel, and these are actually forged aluminium, but with a stainless steel ring on, and it's specifically for induction hobs. This is a Salter one. This is Salter as well. They're pretty good. So yeah, you know, as I was saying, this thing beeps if it doesn't like you, and so that's it. So with this, that's it. It's on there straight away, and so the cooking area on the actual hob is between 12 and 21 centimeters. This particular pot is literally probably about 12 or 13. I'm gonna talk about this one in a minute. This is about 29 centimeters. So as I say, I also use this larger griddle pan for steaks or a large fry up for 2 people. Again, the induction hob, it cooks very evenly if you're using the correct, there's obviously grades of steel and all the rest of it, but these pans are specifically for induction hobs as well as everything else. So you've got a very steady heat, even throughout. There's no hot spots on it like you get with cooking with a gas or an electric ring, you know, where you can sometimes burn things. Again, it's cooking evenly because it's cooking the contents rather than heating the actual pot itself. So obviously that avoids any sort of burnt scrambled eggs or any of that nasty stuff. There's also an integrated cooling fan just in the middle underneath to reduce the risk of overheating. So that's just another thing you don't have to worry about, which is great. So as I was saying, since I've pretty much gone fully electric in my micro camper, and getting rid of all the gas appliances, products, anything to do with that, that's gone. The heating in here is electric as well, so I don't need that. I have found this, you know, so much better. I mean, before I had a single gas burner, but now I've got this double one, so I can, you know, if I want to boil a kettle, I can do that. I've actually got an electric kettle, so I use that. I don't know if this is any quicker than my electric kettle. I'm about to find that out. The electric kettle takes about 6 minutes to boil. Actually, this has got more water in it. The electric kettle's 800 mils. This is about 1,000. So, yeah, we shall wait and see. So, just to let you know, this is not a paid promotion. I'm just trying to save you some money and give you an honest opinion. I said a pigeon. An honest opinion about all the products that I use in my micro camper and things that you might like to use yourself. So if this video has been of any use to you, please like and subscribe. Before I let you go, I've got one other thing to show you, but I'm going to have to wait for this to cool down. So as you can see, that's on a rolling boil. That has been just over 5 minutes. I'll just show you the LEDs that I was telling you about here. First of all, I'll show you the keep warm facility. So you just do that. So it's no longer cooking. It's literally just keeping that warm. And then when you want to turn that off, there you go. That's it, as simple as that. You got the same features on this one here. And yeah, very good. So as I was saying, I'm going to let that cool down, let the whole thing cool down. Shouldn't take long. Yeah, wow, look, I'm just going to prove a point. If you bear with me, got to find another surface though. Wow. One moment. Sorry about this. So, I've literally just taken that off of there. I can touch it. It's look, there you go, fully on there. So it cools down pretty quick as well, because as I said, the heat that's on there is the residual heat from the water that was in the pan, which I have now taken off. And you could hear the fan. I presume that was the fan. It is hot. Wait there, I just arrange you. It is hot in the back of this camper, because it's obviously I've got that going for one, and it's quite a warm day. So the other thing I was going to say to you was the cost of this unit. It was about £130. But I got mine for 95 from Outdoor World UK Limited. And again, just to reassure you, I'm not being paid by them. It's just a saving for you. So I've got one more piece to show to you. I will add that and get back to you shortly. The other thing I wanted to show you was obviously this here is the large pan, and as you can see how much it takes up. But when you're cooking here, it doesn't matter. You can just obviously set what you want, because it's making contact, your temperature, and then you can just slide that across. So, you know, if you want to cook a couple of steaks, you've got that kind of space on there. You can even move it over and get a smaller pot on the other side. But again, with the other one, you couldn't do that because of just the positioning of things on the top here. But yeah, so as I say, you know, it enables you to use a pretty, as I say, that's 29-30 centimeters size pan, and you can still use that one. Admittedly, as I said, you can't see the controls, but you don't need to. If you want to adjust them, you can just slide that to the side and adjust away. So yeah, just another little thing, curio for you to understand. So just getting back to you again. So again, cools down very quickly. You got a choice whether you use the bag that comes with it, which is made of quite a thick cotton, so good for most things. But I decided, because I'm Mr. Paranoid, so just out of some ply, so that slides under there, perfect, the perfect size. And I got some more ply, so it's just literally some ply and some batten, and then you've got, this is a corrugated plastic, so it's got a certain amount of give to it, like a foam, and then that just sits on the top of there perfectly. I've never tried this before. I measured it, and I have the technical system here for keeping it all together in the form of a rubber band. And so I'm all fingers and thumbs here. So I'm trying to look at you, but I'm also trying to do this. So yeah, simple. Over the top, under the bottom, not just anybody's bottom, this bottom. And so this is now, you know, the top of this is protected. I mean, you can use this surface for other things as well if you want. If you don't want to put this away, you might want to use it later. But with all of this protection on it, I can either put this under my bench seat, under the bed, or it'll fit in the cupboard, which is right underneath the camera at the moment on the end of the kitchen work surface. So I think I have included everything I can possibly think of. I hope this video isn't too shambolic, but I'm competing with the heat, not just from the cooker, but from the sun. And yeah, hopefully it's all right. As I say, this might look a bit cramped, but I am in a micro camper, and a simple way of testing your pots is like so. So you can see that's magnetic, good pot. This one is aluminium, no good, no good. So I hope that's cleared a few things up for you, and maybe you'll be interested in swapping from gas to an induction hob. You can use them in a stealthy way, as in you don't need to crack a window open, although I've still got to put a vent in the roof, and I can open the windows. I've shut the windows and the door purely so you haven't got all that noise coming in from the city streets of smelly London. Anyway, thank you very much. Like and subscribe. Thank you. Goodbye.